You're standing on a brick road that is lined with historical buildings that are absolutely gorgeous, with wrought iron balconies and blooming gorgeous flowers hanging over the side. The vibrance in the air is absolutely energizing, and the sound of trumpets and saxophones and drums are mesmerizing. The smell of Cajun food and Creole seasonings just fills you and makes you want to dive into the culture even more. You are standing in New Orleans, Louisiana, and some of you may actually know of New Orleans because of the disastrous hurricane that hit in 2005. Hurricane Katrina was a Category 5 hurricane that built in the Gulf, but it did not actually have a direct impact on New Orleans. The devastation that New Orleans suffered was actually because the levees of Lake Pontchartrain failed and 80% of the city was actually underwater. The Encyclopedias of Natural Disasters labels Hurricane Katrina as the deadliest and costliest worst hurricane in the United States history. Although the city of New Orleans suffered this terrible tragedy, the community came together and rebuilt the city, and the culture and of jazz and the food, the things that really make up New Orleans, were not fazed by the hurricane. The residents stayed there and they rebuilt on their own. Some of the things that I favor the most about the city, along with Mardi Gras and some of the fun festivals that there are, is the food and the music. Jazz was actually originated in New Orleans, and it still holds a very big part of New Orleans together. The street performers downtown line the streets for tips. These kids, some are under 10 years old and some are in their ages, and you would be very surprised by some of the acts and performances that there are. Another thing that I really, really enjoy about New Orleans, and actually have made specific trips there for, is the food. Cochon's is one of the restaurants that I hit every time, and I actually hit it on the way out and grab a couple things of boudin. Boudin is really just rice and sausage pork. You can get anything, but it's all mixed together, and I guess it resembles a hot dog, if you want to say. Of course, there's the beignets. They are they're more of a dessert, and I guess you can compare them to funnel cakes. The annual Crawfish Festival is held at the end of April or the beginning of May every year, whichever weekend that it falls on. And it's full of all of the vibrant and energetic jazz bands, the local performers, along with other performers like Sting and Aerosmith, and some of the greatest performers that have ever been around in many different genres. So these are some of the things that I really love about New Orleans. It makes it really a one-of-a-kind city. The city's motto is "Let the good times roll," and I think that that really applies to every aspect of the city. New Orleans, although New Orleans suffered a major tragedy and was devastated by Katrina, the sounds of jazz and the smells and the taste of all of the fine cuisines never were fazed. New Orleans is mesmerizing, and it is one of my favorite places to be.